Hello all, I am PWMD working as an assistant professor at Sanjivani College of Engineering, Kopargaon. Now today we will discuss about performance characteristic of hydraulic turbine. Now see, turbines are normally designed for specific values of head, speed, discharge, power and efficiency, and these are known as design condition. But normally the turbines may be required to operate under conditions which are different from that design conditions. So to know about their exact behavior under various conditions, we have to conduct the test on the actual turbines, correct? So whatever may be the result which we will obtain, this is present in the form of graphs, and that graphs are nothing but characteristic curves. And these curves are usually plotted in terms of unit quantities for the sake of convenience. That is, suppose unit speed, unit discharge, unit power we have to convert. The discharge we have to convert into unit discharge, then power we have to convert into unit power, okay, and head we have to convert into unit head, and then we have to plot the characteristic curves. Now these characteristic curves are of two types. Number one is main or constant head characteristic curve. It is also known as variable speed characteristic curves, and next one is operating or constant speed characteristic curve. So obviously to plot main or constant head or variable speed characteristic curves, so during trial or while conducting trial or taking readings, we have to run the turbine shaft or our centrifugal shaft at a different speed, variable speed. For every reading you are getting what? Variable speed. And if you are maintaining the speed constant and you are conducting trial, that is you are taking different readings, then that trial is nothing but constant speed, and characteristic curve is known as constant speed characteristic curves. Now let's have a discussion about main or constant head or uh, variable speed characteristic curve. So here gate openings or heads are maintained constant. Now it is gate opening or head. In case of say Pelton turbine, gate opening is nothing but suppose there is a 25% water is going to turbine, means indicate what? 25% opening. So in Pelton turbine we can maintain this by rotating that hand wheel, and there will be a forward motion of your needle or spear rod, okay, inside the nozzle, and it will control the flow. So that flow may be 50%, maybe 25, maybe 75, or maybe 100. So by maintaining that gate opening, you can suppose you maintain the gate opening in case of Pelton turbine is 25%, means what? You are allowing only 25% water to flow over the turbines, correct? So this will be maintained by using that spear rod assembly. In case of reaction turbine, you can do that by having the movement of guide vanes. So these guide vanes which are mounted on the guide wheel, so that that vanes are movable, and that movement or opening and closing of guide vanes is operated by using governor, okay. So if you maintain 25% opening, then only 25% discharge or water is entering in the turbine, and then you go on adding load from 0 kg to 10 kg or any kg. So that is nothing but variable speed. Because of addition of load, speed varies, and then you have to conduct the trial. So then you have to measure the. Here I am reading the statements. Speed is varied by allowing variable quantity of water to flow through the inlet opening. The brake power is then measured mechanically by means of dynamometer. The overall efficiency at unit quantities are then calculated by using the basic data, and then these are plotted against unit speed as abscissa. So unit speed will be on x-axis. Now first graph, suppose you are allowing the water to flow through the turbine as a 100%. So it is full gate opening. So this will be operated by that nozzle spear rod assembly. 3/4 means 75% gate opening, half means 50%, and 1/4 means 25%. And then you calculate this unit speed and unit discharge and plot the curves. So you are getting what? Straight line curves. Then next, if you will plot unit speed versus unit power, then you will get the curves like this for 1 by 4, for 1 by 2, for 3 by 4, and for full gate opening. Similarly, the characteristic between overall efficiency and unit speed is shown here. Now we'll discuss how we are getting this. Before that, just see the how we are getting characteristic curves for Kaplan turbine and for Francis turbine. So for Kaplan turbine, these are head curves are rising, okay, and for Francis turbine, these head curves are falling. Then for main characteristic curve for this Francis turbine, okay. Sorry, these are for Kaplan turbine, these are for Francis turbine. So efficiency curve, you can see these are like this. Sorry, power, and this is for what? Yes, overall efficiency. Okay. So this A is for what? Yes, Kaplan turbine, and this is for, yes, Francis turbine. Similarly, this is for Kaplan turbine, and this is for Francis turbine. Okay. Now I read the statements. The main characteristic curve tells following information. Number one, QU for the Pelton turbine depend upon gate opening and independent upon speed. Okay. So here it is not depends on speed. Even if speed increases, you see here it is straight line. Okay. So these are depend on what? Yes, gate opening. The next statement is the curves for Francis turbines are falling curve. You see here for Francis turbine, the curves between unit speed and this discharge are falling curve. Now why these are falling curve? Because you see in Francis turbine, water enters through the casing to guide vanes and then guide vane to rotor. Okay. So while rotary motion, some water will try to resist the incoming water which is coming from guide vanes. Okay. Why? Because of rotary motion, some amount of water will experience a centrifugal head. That is, centrifugal force will act on it. So because of that, as the speed increases, that centrifugal force or centrifugal head also increases, and because of that, the quantity of water which is going to runner will be less. That's why these are falling curves. Okay. So I will read the statement now. The curves between QU and NU for the Francis turbine are falling curve. This is due to fact that centrifugal head develops which act outward and opposes the external head causing flow and decreasing the discharge as speed increases. So while centrifugal head develops, as the speed increases, some amount of water will be trying to flow in outward direction, because in water, because of rotary motion, some water is trying to flow in outward direction, that is known as centrifugal head. Okay. Now the curves between QA and NU for Kaplan turbine are rising curve. That is, as discharge increases, yeah, as speed increases, discharge also increases, because there is an axial so there is no but there will not be any falling curves, or it does not remain constant. So discharge increases as speed increases. Okay, that is the case of Kaplan turbine. Now you see the curve between PU and NU, that is unit power and the speed, unit speed, and those between overall efficiency and NU indicate that for a particular speed the efficiency is maximum. Okay, so here you see for a particular speed efficiency is maximum. You can see for Pelton turbine, here it is what? Maximum, here it is maximum, here it is maximum, here it is maximum, correct? For particular speed, power as well as efficiency is maximum. Okay, so you are getting here maximum points. Now again, second statement is what? The maximum efficiency for the Pelton turbine usually occurs at the same speed. This is very important. The maximum efficiency for a Pelton wheel is occurs at the same speed for all gate opening. Okay. So here for a Pelton turbine, if you draw the line, straight line, the straight line indicate what? Some particular speed, correct? So the whether it is 25% gate opening, 50, 75 or 100, the maximum efficiency, suppose this is 70%. So here 70% efficiency at 1 by 4, that is 25% gate opening, occurs suppose at 700 rpm. Here also 75% and 700 rpm. So irrespective of gate opening, it occurs at same speed. Okay, but that is not the case with other turbines. So here the maximum efficiency for the reaction turbine, that is Kaplan as well as Francis turbine, usually occurs at different speed for different gate opening. Okay, if the gate opening is different, maximum efficiency is also different. But in case of Pelton turbine, it is constant for all gate opening. That is what the difference between the Pelton and Kaplan Francis turbine. Now next is percentage of full load versus overall efficiency. So for each gate opening, the speed is kept constant. The constant speed is attained by regulating gate opening. So thereby varying the discharge flowing through the turbine. So brake power is measured by dynamometer, then overall efficiency is calculated. So you are getting this. These are the characteristic for percentage of load. Suppose if zero load, how the characteristic for Kaplan turbine, Francis turbine, propeller and Pelton turbine we are getting. Then how they behave at 50%, how they behave at 100%, how they behave at 130%. So 50% load means suppose the turbine generating 25 megawatt power and your load is only 12.5 megawatts. So how the characteristic curves behaves, that is what 50%. 100 means it is 25 for 25 and load is more but turbine is not generating the power, so that will be the overloaded. Okay, so this is what the characteristic we are getting. Okay, so as the percentage of full load increases, overall efficiency also increases. So in other words, at reduced load efficiency is less. At 100% full load efficiency is near about maximum. For Kaplan and Pelton will maintain a high efficiency over the part load. So that's why these are used for part load as compared to Francis or fixed plate. The maximum overall efficiency of all turbine is almost the same, that is 85%. Okay. Now next is constant speed characteristic curve. So characteristic curves are plotted when the speed of turbine is constant. So in case of turbine, the speed we have to maintain constant. Okay. So now how to plot this characteristic? Here you see on the turbine, suppose you take the case of Pelton turbine. So we'll on the turbine and we'll take the readings of suppose shaft speed, then add some any particular discharge. Okay, now at zero load, if you go on adding the load, speed decreases, but we have to maintain the speed constant. So how to maintain speed constant? You have to supply the more quantity of water. Likewise, if again go on increasing load and adjust the discharge to maintain the speed constant, that is nothing but constant speed or operating characteristic curves. So we are getting this curves like this. This is I will read this. Yes. The power curve for the turbine shall not pass through the origin because certain amount of discharge is needed to produce power to overcome initial friction. So here this will not pass through the origin. Okay, correct. Initially, this power in curve or efficiency curve will not pass through the origin because some amount of discharge is required to have initial rotation of shaft. Okay, then power is directly proportional to discharge and efficiency also increases at particular point, it is maximum and then go on decreasing. This is what operating speed characteristic. So this completes the characteristic curves of turbines. So we stop here. Thank you.